This is the EBycco EB7Pro dual motor e-bike, and my first minutes with it were a mix of wow and wait a second. The marketing shouts 5,000 watts peak, 40 to 45 miles per hour, a 52V 32 amp battery, full suspension, and big fat tires. Key features that jumped out at me are the dual motors, the 52V pack, hydraulic disc brakes, and the rear shock paired with a lockable front fork. On paper, it reads like a small electric motorcycle that pedals. Before I even rolled it an inch, I ran into the same confusion I'd seen online. In my opinion, EBycco's pages and listings don't always agree with each other. I found mentions of 5,000 watt peak in one place and 3,000 watt peak in another. I also saw batteries listed as 52V 32 amp hour, 52V 30 amp hour Samsung, and 52V 23 amp hour. Some pages talk about a 24-inch model, others a 26-inch. That's not just messy marketing. It makes it hard for a buyer to know exactly what they're getting. From my experience, that kind of inconsistency often bleeds into the product itself. Assembly is where my eyebrows really went up. I'm comfortable with tools, so I ran through my normal checks. I found the hydraulic brake rotors were mounted backwards. If you're new to bikes, a rotor is the steel disc your brake caliper squeezes. Hydraulic means it uses fluid pressure for stronger, more consistent braking. A backward rotor is a safety issue. The pads don't hit the braking surface properly. Stopping power drops, and you can damage the caliper. I pulled both wheels, flipped the rotors, retorqued the bolts, realigned the calipers, and bedded in the pads. While I was there, I checked every fastener I could find. Several were under-torqued, and one was already working loose. None of that is fun to discover on day one. Once I fixed the safety stuff, the ride answered a different question. Does it deliver on power? Yes. With both hub motors engaged, the EB7Pro jumps forward in a way that made me blurt out loud. PAS, or pedal assist, means the bike gives you motor power when you turn the cranks. There are 5 assist levels, and there's also a thumb throttle if you don't want to pedal. In PAS 5 and on throttle, I repeatedly saw speeds in the low to mid-40s MPH on flat ground. I've seen claims of more, but my steady real-world numbers were 40 to 45 mph once it winds up. Torque is listed at around 200 Newton meters. Translated, that's the twisting force the motors use to climb. Steep hills that usually make e-bikes bog down were just a twist-and-go situation here. It takes going uphill and makes it easy handling. Feels like what it is. A heavy, long, full suspension rig with 4-inch wide tires. Mine weighs about 81 pounds with the battery, and you feel that heft under you. The upside is stability. Potholes and broken pavement that would rattle you on a normal bike get muted. The fork and the rear shock soak up chatter, grass, and gravel with no drama. It's not nimble in tight spaces, but on a long sweep or a chunky side road, I felt planted and comfortable. The seat is fine for shorter rides. For all-day riding, I'd swap it for something with more support. As for stopping, the hydraulic brakes work well once installed correctly and bedded in. Strong bite, smooth modulation, and no fading on repeated hard stops during my tests. It's a fast, heavy machine, so having braking that inspires trust matters more here than on a typical e-bike. Let's talk battery in plain language. 52 volts is the system voltage. 32 amps is the capacity. So 52 times 32 equals 1,664 watt-hours, which is basically the size of the gas tank. I've seen other spec sheets list 1560 watt-hours, which adds to the confusion. From my experience, range claims on any e-bike assume the lightest rider, lowest assist, and ideal conditions. I wanted a no excuses number. I ran a throttle-only ride at a steady 20 miles per hour in PAS 3, no pedaling, and got 30.7 miles with a bit left. For a dual-motor 80-plus pound bike, that's solid. If you run single-motor mode or actually pedal in lower PAS, you can stretch it much farther. The battery is removable and lockable, and the BMS, battery management system, adds protection against overcharging or shorting. That's important for safety and pack longevity. There's also a 7-speed derailleur. It shifts fine, but at 40 miles per hour, you're spinning out unless you change gearing. For city speeds and trails, the gears help smooth the cadence with PAS. I appreciate that the display lets you adjust speed limits. You can set it up to behave like a Class 1, Class 2, or Class 3 e-bike. For anyone new, Class 1 is pedal assist up to 20 miles per hour. Class 2 adds throttle to 20 miles per hour, and Class 3 is pedal assist up to 28 miles per hour. Out of the box, with both motors unleashed, this can go well beyond those limits. In my opinion, if you plan to ride public roads or bike paths in the US, lock it down to legal settings, and read your local rules. At full tilt, you're in moped territory in many places. Now about the power claims. I can't bench test controllers here, but I did look at the amps displayed and compared the feel to other bikes I've tested. From my experience, the acceleration is absolutely real, the hill climbing is the best part, and the top speed behavior matches that 40 to 45 mile per hour range on flat ground with some runway. Whether it truly hits the advertised peak watt figure is less important to me than what it does on pavement and dirt, and in that regard, it delivers the adrenaline. The bigger issue for me is quality control and support. I had critical assembly mistakes and loose hardware on day one. I've also seen welds on the rear rack that look a bit rough. Little things like these add up when you're moving this fast. It's not the sort of bike I'd hand to a new rider or someone who doesn't own tools. I'd recommend this for mechanically minded riders who enjoy tuning, checking torque, and doing their own service. If you expect a dealer-level handoff and warranty experience, manage your expectations. I reached out about the rotor situation and loose bolts and didn't get anything helpful back. Who is this for? It's perfect for thrill seekers who want raw dual-motor shove, heavier riders who want serious hill power, hunters or property owners who need to cover ground off-road, and anyone who likes the idea of a big battery, full suspension platform they can tweak. If you live upstairs with no elevator, or you need to carry a bike onto a train, the weight alone will make you crazy. If you're buying your first e-bike and want something simple and maintenance light, there are calmer options. From my experience, this one is more like a performance kit that happens to come assembled. In my opinion, the EB7Pro is a blast once you make it safe and sorted. The speed, stability, and hill-crushing torque put a grin on my face every time. The battery gave me a respectable, real-world result, and the suspension plus fat tires make rough streets feel easy. The flip side is real. Quality control misses, questionable spec consistency, and support that didn't come through for me. I can live with that because I like to wrench and I knew what I was getting into. I'd recommend this for riders who value power over polish and understand the responsibility that comes with a 40+ MPH e-bike. Wear a full-face helmet, gloves, lights, the whole kit. Keep a wrench set handy, check bolts often, and take the time to dial in brakes and alignment. Use the display settings to keep it legal where you ride, and open it up only where it's allowed and safe. In conclusion, the EBycco EB7Pro delivers the thrills it advertises, but it asks you to be the final quality control step. If that trade-off makes sense to you, you'll have a very fast, very fun machine that can swallow rough terrain and big miles. If not, you might want a calmer e-bike with a proven service network. Please check the comments section for detailed information about the EBycco EB7Pro. Thank you for watching.